Whether or not Shannon Sharpe is found guilty in the court of law, he's a weirdo. Like, this could all be a cash shakedown, whatever. I don't care. That man is in his 50s messing with a 19-year-old. Shannon Sharpe has daughters that are in their 30s. I know everyone wants to be taken out of the group chat when it comes to this conversation, but as somebody who has grown up around professional athletes and sports and has worked in sports for years and loves sports, this brings about a bigger conversation. Oh God, I feel like I'm gonna make some people mad. Athletes need to stop being treated like their performance outweighs their character. I'm quite sick of these stories coming out where it's obvious that athletes have been getting away with treating women like objects to conquer and not people for years and years. And this comes from the fact that we treat athletes like God himself if they can catch a ball or throw a ball or score a touchdown or score a ball in a basket. I'm not saying all athletes, that's a generalization, because you have to actively teach yourself as an athlete to be a good human being, because the way that they are entitled and coddled, they are having their hands held through school, they are having their hands held through relationships, they feel like they can get any woman they want because they have all this money and everybody is chasing after them, and then they get addicted to this life and aren't able to settle down, and then they're 56 years old messing with 19-year-olds. Doing race play and all this weird shit. If you went to a sports school in college, you saw the way the athletes are treated, and you probably know a woman who was assault shakered by an athlete, and that athlete got off scot-free. Don't be so committed to misunderstanding me that you miss the entire point of what I'm saying, okay? Because the majority of these athletes are black men, and I want to see black men do well. So I want to raise my children with better standards than this, okay? I'm noticing a pattern. You've got Anthony Edwards getting a woman pregnant every 3 to 5 business months and then forcibly trying to pay them to get rid of his children like their problems. Deshaun Watson was accused of rape by over 24 massage therapists. He was able to pay away his problems and then became the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. I watched Jackson Hayes his girlfriend through their house on Ring camera footage, and that man is playing in playoff games for the Lakers next to LeBron and Luka, and I'm supposed to act like I didn't see that? Karl Malone impregnated a 13-year-old girl and is still being not only acknowledged but celebrated by the NBA.
Let me just stop this video real fast. Shannon has built his empire for several years only for it to fall down because he picked the wrong woman. Think about that.
It's unfortunate that a lot of the people on television who cover sports continue to perpetuate this narrative that these athletes are just normal athletes and we should put their game aside and separate that from who they are on the court. I'm not doing that. I don't work for a network. I work for me, so I'm going to say what I want. I am never going to get off these men's neck. I am never not going to feel weird when I see them making millions of dollars to play a sport while their victims are still somewhere out there. And one thing I want to make sure I make clear, okay, is this isn't the only lawsuit of this subject out against Shannon Sharpe, okay? And I didn't know that until this situation, until I looked into it. And number two things can be true at once. They could have been in a consensual, freaked out relationship, and he also could have taken things too far and got with her and done things when she didn't want things to be done. That seemed to be the nature of their relationship, that he enjoyed this almost brooding, almost King Kong kind of fantasy-esque situation. And he's built this whole weirdly, overly sexual, I'm so masculine representation of himself. I mean, after he got made fun of for getting out of the car like an auntie at Total Wine and people have been calling him gay for years, he conveniently accidentally goes live on Instagram having and then goes to make merch to profit off of that and didn't get fired or slapped on the wrist or punished by ESPN at all whatsoever. I thought it was weird when Shannon Sharpe was talking about stretching out Megan Thee Stallion, who is considerably younger than him. Like, that's normal. And like, she's not a public figure that won't see that. He obviously apologized to her for that, to her face, but it seems to be a theme with Shannon Sharpe and the way that he talks about women, the way he interacts with them. That tweet where he told a black woman, oh, don't you have a horse to go steal its hair from? Like, come on. Last thing I'm going to say on the subject is the average person has no idea how much money and time and effort goes into keeping an athlete's image squeaky clean. And so when you do see something like this, definitely bat an eye, because there's probably, I'm not going to assume, but likely, allegedly.
You know, when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, he's never been shy about speaking his mind, and that includes his preferences when it comes to dating. The Hall of Fame tight end turned media personality has openly admitted on a few occasions that he prefers dating women in their 20s. Now, Shannon's in his mid-50s, so naturally, that raises some eyebrows and sparks a little debate online. But according to him, it's not about control or status, it's more about lifestyle compatibility. He says younger women tend to have more energy, are more adventurous, and often have fewer, preconceived notions about relationships compared to women closer to his age. Sharpe also jokes that women his age usually don't want to hike at 6 a.m. or spend 4 hours in the gym, while someone younger might be more up for that kind of grind. Of course, not everyone agrees with his perspective. Critics argue it reflects a broader trend of older men seeking youth over emotional depth or maturity. But in true Shannon fashion, he doubles down, saying as long as it's legal, mutual, and respectful, it's nobody's business but his and whoever he's dating. Unfortunately, now it seems like Shannon is losing his job for picking the wrong woman. Let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment and like this video, and see you guys in the next video.